Pivawuna.
Nyake.
Pivawumatsime.
Eat the tea, nakusach.
Halito.
Co.
Gwina.
Unsti huntedish.
Kikadoos.
Stongo.
Madawika.
Kunamante. Sorry, I'm sharing it to our Facebook.
Good morning. Coming live from 1950 South Shepherd. You know, we're still on restrictions.
Yep. Still on Facebook
Still
jail.
on Facebook jail.
You know.
Good. Put some money on our books.
Yep. Need some ramen.
Yeah.
Vienna sausages. Yeah. That's just for me though. All right. So it's shared to our page.
Yeah.
All right. So so we got put in Facebook jail because one of our posts, which is just a regular post that we do, it was us shipping out college safe boxes, got flagged for drugs, and then we tried to have it reviewed, and AI was just like, nah, it's still drugs. And so now we're hoping for Facebook Supreme Court of Appeals. Really? Yep. And it's a 50-50 shot. Probably not even that. It's a slim shot that they'll even choose to review our appeal. But right now, we're going to be in Facebook jail till October 16th.
Okay. We share it to mine.
Yeah. You can just go to our Facebook page.
No.
Because I shared it from here.
Okay.
All right. Hold on. Right.
Well, you know, it was kind of funny because everybody automatically assumed that it was me.
Yeah.
I'm rugged, but I ain't that rugged.
Yeah, I know. If anything, it would have been Mingo shirtless.
But... Sitting here, Buck.
All right, I'll just put clock.
Sitting here, Buck.
Yep. Just trying to do Mingo after dark.
Yeah. Right. And you know, and that's kind of been my thoughts. Is I think
Mingo after dark.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Duh.
Yeah. That's everybody's thoughts, though.
Yeah. But no, I think I want to do like, you know, where a group of us that are in recovery have like some real conversations, you know, with cussing and all that. Mm-hmm. You know, like where we don't have to hold back on what, you know, where we can be real about
unfiltered recovery.
Yeah, unfiltered.
That's not associated with the tribal program.
Yeah, that's not associated with any tribal program. Yeah. You know, and you know, that's my thoughts, you know, is I think I would call it Uncled In. Or something to that effect. Something to do
uncle?
With some kind of uncle. You know, and
it be from drunkle to uncle.
Yeah. Drunkled in.
Yeah, former drunkles.
But that's my thoughts, you know, that's something new venture. You know, I'm thinking Sunday nights because most people are, you know, clear. Yeah. On Sunday nights. It's kind of a, you know, kickback day. Or, you know, towards the evening, everyone just kind of chills out.
Yeah, it's usually watching football or...
Yeah, football.
Yeah, or, just zoning out on the couch.
Yeah. So I feel like, you know, that would be a good time to maybe... Because, you know, my Saturdays are always OU football. Always. Mm-hmm. And, you know, but that's just, you know, a thought. Just a thought.
It'd be cool. Yeah. Do it like we started with an iPhone.
I know, right?
Yeah.
No, I'm using all this equipment. Hell with that. Using StreamYard, I'm using all that.
Well, StreamYard's paid by me, so yeah, go for it.
Yeah. Podbean, I think is what it's called. So
Podbean goes to a bunch of stuff.
Goes to a bunch.
Yeah, because we were looking at doing that, but then it was asking for money, and we're like, oh, well, we were broke back then.
Oh, on Podbean? Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, never mind.
Yeah. Blanket dance for Uncles After Dark.
Uncles After Dark.
I
like that. Yeah. But yeah, that would be cool. You know, it's just been a thought on my mind for a while. So, would you like to tell the good news?
I built 3 chairs today, so that was about it. So that's pretty cool. We bought
without
chairs.
the instructions.
Yeah, so that was
He
pretty
only
good.
looked at the picture like twice.
Yep, didn't even. I just felt it. I felt around. So if Mingo sits in one chair and it breaks, that's on me. But it's very likely. But no, the good news about the phone call today.
Yes.
Oh yes. All right. So this is not Tor. This is
Not Tor.
Rescovery. Rescovery. They were able to get a second proclamation for Indigenous Peoples Recovery Day, and so it'll be for El Reno for September 20th, 2025, and it's pretty cool because we were like, I want to say like 5 or 6 months ago, whenever we were planning on having our powwow in Oklahoma City. We did the long shot of asking for Indigenous Peoples Recovery Day to be recognized, and it got approved. And then, of course, it gets approved right whenever we move the powwow to
Yeah.
Concho. And so we're like, well, we can do the closest thing. El Reno's right there. That or Okarche. We'll go Okarche next. And so, we were just like, all right, if it happens, it happens. If not, we tried. But it happened. So we're going to hopefully pick up that proclamation this week. Well, I would hope this week because
Yeah.
Saturday. And so now we have 2 official cities that are naming September 20th Indigenous Peoples Recovery Day for 2025. And so it's pretty awesome. And so now, Thomas, Oklahoma is next.
So we need some sober natives over there.
Move in real quick just for a year.
Yeah.
Do a 12-month lease. But yeah, so it's pretty cool. So now we have 2 proclamations. Soon we're gonna have a whole wall
Yeah.
of just Indigenous
All the
Peoples
towns.
Recovery Day.
And before you know it, it's got to be like
A national.
hopefully.
Yeah.
At least Oklahoma.
Yeah, let me just send an email. see what
Statewide.
happens. Yeah.
Statewide. Let's go local first.
I mean, I don't know if that'll happen, but
yeah, not with the
Not-
current.
yeah, maybe eventually. Who knows? But yeah, it's pretty cool. And so I think this is now kind of gonna boost a movement of like other programs, organizations
yes.
can ask for this proclamation. I mean, we'll put the whole verbiage down that we used. We'll use why we want this. And so after you read it all seems like a no-brainer because
Yeah.
it does lay out like, hey, Indigenous people have suffered more than almost any other race, but
Mm-hmm.
there's still all these native-led organizations that are revolving around
Still
recovery.
resilient.
And so it tags along with SAMHSA's Recovery Month that got approved for September. So September is Recovery Month, Suicide Prevention Month, I think Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
Yes.
And so it lists out everything that we think is brought to the table with this day. And so
Definitely.
if you're a tribal official or if you're just a community member, I mean, shoot your shot.
Yeah,
is
shoot
it?
your shot.
You miss 100% of the shots that
You
you
don't
don't
take.
make.
That you don't take.
No, that you don't make also. Prove me wrong. But yeah, and so I can't wait to see how many communities try it, next year. And then I think, we can try to band together with other tribal programs, other
Definitely.
recovery organizations, because like we see a lot of like clusters. So we know there's impact in these communities.
Yeah.
Tulsa, Oklahoma City area. And so Lawton also has some. And so we just hope to see, those communities just jump on the bandwagon.
Yeah, get on,
Yeah, get on this wagon, not on. Yeah, don't fall off this wagon.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
so
that's
it's
awesome.
Cool, pretty cool.
Pretty cool. And that was through All Nations Rescovery Gourd Clan.
Mhm.
Not Tor.
Yeah, Tor is trash. Yeah, if I can rep one set, it's Rescovery.
Definitely.
But yeah,
No barriers.
yeah,
No barriers.
No
with
barriers.
All
Just
Nations
the only barrier we got is us.
in this berry.
Yeah.
But that's pretty awesome. So just to spark the ideal.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think that's like that's huge.
Yeah.
That's huge. Just to maybe add some fuel to that fire, because as we know, like this recovery thing is growing every day.
Mhm.
Man, my phone, I get all kinds of messages, and and not to say that But like, like people were just like me, like that's all they've ever done, like their whole lives. And maybe, like I'm 45 years old, and it was after I turned 40 that I realized, like, wow.
Wow. Show the camera.
Yeah, let us
Yeah,
show the
Yeah.
camera.
Interrupt Barry.
Let me see.
This was made
made.
just this morning.
Wow.
Mm.
Is that for Joe?
Not too bad for my first
Yeah.
one, right?
Yeah.
That's awesome. Well, yeah. So, I think it's finally, things are, life is kind of setting in, and maybe, like we can start catching the younger crowd.
Yeah.
And like telling them, like, you don't even have to go through this, but the way, like when I was that age, I had to go through it.
Yeah.
You couldn't tell me like drugs and alcohol are gonna whoop you so bad that, oh man, well, I like to fight,
Bring it.
yeah. So I mean, I was one of those, that my dad got sober. He worked he worked at George Hawkins and was an attendee, and like he worked his steps, he walked the walk, and it still wasn't enough for me. Like I felt like when he set the bottle down, like, oh, okay, there it is, and I
Passing
picked
the
it,
torch.
yeah, I picked it right up. So, I think that's awesome. That to think that all you got to do is ask. Like, let's get this going. September 20th, Indigenous.
We got a
Peoples
comment. Sorry, we have no
Recovery
producer
Day.
right now.
Yeah, we don't have no producer.
Good morning, Amber.
Good morning, Amber. Thank you for tuning in. We appreciate you.
But yeah.
You want to talk a little bit about the powwow?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, so again, not tour. All Nations Recovery is having their first annual All Nations Recovery powwow this Saturday and Sunday in Concho. If it rains, we will be at the Respect Gym, and so be there. That's all I got. I mean, we got contests from Tiny Tots to Golden Age.
Who's the MC?
Isaac
Rhodes
Rhodes
is
is MC.
Danny Nieto is
Headman Gord.
Headman. Mackay.
Yep.
Mackay Clark is head lady. Head singer is the none other than the world famous Jake.
Mm-hmm.
Jake Chappell or Chappelle?
It's
Chappell. Jake Chappelle.
Yep.
Then our brothers, Daryl Galindo and Jimmy Red Cloud Harjo are the ADs.
Mm-hmm.
Do we have an honored elder?
No, we have a co-host. Co-host is Sober Squad.
Sober Squad from Tulsa.
Buddy Bond Color Guard, and then the flags are
Johnny Botone
and Troy Little Raven.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it'll be cool. And so Amber says, my dad might take me to that. Tell him he better take you to the dance, the powwow.
Yes, tell him he better.
Tell him you can come back richer if you go in contest.
Yeah.
Give him gas money.
Yeah. So, first annual.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
First annual. And so we might get, some weather. Maybe I'm not gonna jinx it.
Yeah, we'll find out.
But we'll find out, and if we have to move it inside, then we got the Respect Gym, which is literally right around the corner.
Yep. And then they have a sound system that works.
Yeah,
we're winging it. We're gonna see if ours is good enough. And so, it'll be interesting because we got two big old speakers, we got a bunch of microphones, wireless mics, wired mics. And I'm terrified that it's not gonna work, but we'll see. Worst case, it doesn't, and we just scream.
Yeah.
Calling Headman.
Oh, and then how many contests do we have?
I think it's 28. So it's what?
I think the big contest is the drum contest.
Yep. Drum contest, $2,000 winner take
2000
all.
winner take all.
Yep. And then we got 6 categories in juniors, teens, and adults, and then golden ages combined, and then tiny tots. And so, yeah, there's a lot of contests. All the teens, juniors, and tiny tots will be on Saturday, and then Sunday will be your adults and golden age categories. And so, you know, we're figuring this out, so hopefully it goes smoothly. Hopefully it's not a disaster.
Yeah.
But all we can do is just try.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. That, or we'll get yelled at by some elders and have them,
Yeah.
have them take over. Would be good.
Have to be given away to for correcting
Yeah,
it.
we'll have a whole bin of stuff to give away.
I think it was only one time we really got corrected.
Mhm.
You know, where we were waiting on other people to show up.
Oh, and they started.
The head
round-
singer was
or-
there, and he started singing round dance.
Yep, and then people
And
started
somebody
ordering.
got up to gourd dance.
Yeah.
And the older lady came and corrected us and told us like, no, that's not how that.
Mhm. They put
Which we were real grateful, about that, because I figured the head singer would have known.
Well, he knew, but the dancers did.
Yeah, he did, yeah.
yeah. And so, yeah, that's why I'm never first out there.
Yeah.
I'll be like
Does it
fifth.
sound like round dance?
Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. I'm always off beat anyway, so everything.
Yeah, so is that calling song.
Yeah.
Like I gotta hear the calling song. I was not even gonna start getting ready. So.
But yep. Good morning, Dave Levi and
Mr.
David
Levi.
Deere.
Stone Cold David. Yeah, we can't see their comments on Facebook.
I can. All right, hold on. All right, let me go back around. You gonna see my belly? Stop! Not at work. All right. So now, if people comment on YouTube, it'll pop up on Barry's
Yeah,
boat, and then hopefully everybody can see it.
yeah,
But I mean, we're not even live on YouTube now that I think of it. So I mean, on Facebook. So
yeah. We're
you're
not
gonna have
even-
to see it on YouTube until we get out of jail.
Yeah, how long do you think that'll take?
It said at least a couple weeks.
Hmm.
And then they're like, that's if it even gets reviewed. And so we know for sure we will be back live October 16th. And then watch us post another thing about public awareness, and then it just won't work. But here we go. Yeah. So
That's cool.
normal times, normal things around
Good
here.
things, good things.
You just take talking or what?
No, I don't. Okay. I'm just trying to see how far behind we are.
There you go. See, not even that
Yeah,
far.
we're not even that far behind. I'll start listening to myself.
know, so-
Yesterday I was like, let me see how long
Yeah.
this takes.
Yeah, shadow boxing with yourself.
Yeah. Well, what else do we got going on
This week?
this week?
Nothing really.
It's basically like our last day right here. Huh?
Yeah. Well, tomorrow's talking
Tomorrow-
circle will be in the big meeting area, in the prevention area, or the big kitchen, because they're doing a big
Football club.
football club dinner thing.
Yeah.
And
They're
so,
feeding the football players.
yeah, they decided people's recovery was not as important as
Yeah.
feeding football kids. So they
Connor
moved-
Bushyhead.
Yeah. So yeah, if you're coming for the meeting and you barge in and you see a bunch of kids, just keep walking.
Just keep going
walking.
through. We'll be in the other kitchen.
And so
They should be somebody there to direct you.
yeah, make a plate at that point.
Yeah, make a plate.
Yeah. Charge them rent. But yeah, and so that's the only thing. They have like an employee event tomorrow.
That'll be Thursday.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be just powwow prepping at that point. And then yeah, that's it. It's a light week. I mean, we did sober seams, we did camp yesterday. So other than that, normal talking circles, normal meetings, and then a fun recovery powwow.
Yeah. So that should be it then.
Mm-hmm.
Nice little week. We were all actually at camp, which was cool, except Ron. Ron's doing his PRSS training.
Yeah, it was weird. It was
It
weird, but
was
fun.
weird. Like
Yeah.
only 3 people got up and talked, but
Yeah. Me, I'd rather just be hanging out. That way, I at least see people and know, you know.
I did get to see my granddaughters though.
Yeah, that was cool.
My sister and my brother-in-law, Marty and T. They came and then brought my granddaughters. So that was the highlight of my day.
Mhm.
It was funny because they get jealous of each other when
When you're holding one.
you hold one and the other one's like
Yep. That's how my kids are. I'm like, you guys are like 45 pounds. I'm over here.
struggling.
Yeah, struggling.
So yeah, it was pretty cool. And then we went and had a good meal. Then we came home and did the live
Yeah.
home.
Home.
Came home.
Sleep on this
It's
couch
home,
enough.
yeah. Well, should we go ahead and jump off into this reading?
Yeah. I don't even know
I-
what day it is. What are we?
17th,
All right.
all day long, September 17th.
All right.
5 more days until fall.
I know we got to buy a black sheet or something.
It is black, huh?
Yeah.
Black then white.
Everything dies.
Winter is white.
All right. The old people must start talking, and the young people must start listening. Thomas Banyakya Hopi. We are at a critical time in transferring cultural knowledge, spiritual ways. During the last few years, the young people have not been interested in learning the old ways. The only place this knowledge is found is among the elders. We must encourage the young to visit with the elders. The adults need to think also about learning the culture. The elders are getting old and soon will go on to the other side. Each of us must pause and think about our individual responsibility to learn the culture and teach this to our young. Great Spirit, help us to learn and remember the old ways.
Yeah, like there's something about lately it's been a lot about turning to the elders.
Mhm.
Seems like kind of like I don't know, when I hear these meditations, I think of what it would mean a long time ago. And then I try to find a way to connect it to today. Like where does that lie in today? How can I make that connection from who we used to be to who we are today? And I understand we have completely different values. We have completely different just the way that we see life in general. A big difference between who we used to be and who we are today. But but we're still here.
Yeah.
You know, um it it makes me think like because my recovery turned into discovery because I have these new beliefs.
Mhm.
I have this new system that and as my sponsor likes to say, he says, I have a new employer, which means like the creator. I work for him now,
Mhm.
not you, Darian.
Yeah. Fine.
But I have a new employer. And like I find myself questioning, am I doing the right thing? And whenever I come to that point, like that's where I find myself in prayer. But like when I think about the community that I'm a part of today, this recovery community, like there's a part, like now there's people in my life that have always been there. They've always been there, but I didn't want to hear what they had to say because of the life that I was living. I didn't feel like I could apply the advice they were willing to share with me. But today, it's like I think about my sweat family. My big brother George, my instructor, Perry, like individuals like that, got some other good ones, that come out there. Alan Fletcher comes out there, just different ones, that always just have nothing but good words to say to me.
Mhm.
We don't have like every once in a while, Kendrick's dad will come out there, and he's always a good one to talk to, but for the most part, there are elders, that I can turn to, but I feel like, I haven't been using them as much as I would like to, because then, I don't, but then I also got my sponsor, because when there's something that I don't know how to go about, then I'll pray about it, and then if my spirit says, call Shane, I'll definitely call Shane. If it says call George, call Perry, or like. But for the most part, I really don't get in those situations where, like I'm questioning whether I'm doing, what's right.
Mhm.
Because if there's one thing about my process I've learned is I've learned how to do the right thing when nobody's looking. But there are always them elders that I can turn to. I know I can always call my Uncle Chester.
Mhm.
Like he's always, like just always was happy to just have a conversation with me. Like how you doing, nephew? Like I've always looked up to him. Ever since I was a little kid. I'm talking like 4 or 5 years old. I knew he was somebody important. Like just by the way that people would turn to him.
Yep.
So like I feel like there should like these readings. It's helping me realize maybe that's what I'm missing in my recovery. Like maybe that that part, because sometimes like my pride and ego get in the way.
Mhm.
My pride and ego get in the way. Like I feel like I used to make everybody worry so much. Like I don't want nobody to feel that way about me anymore. But I think my pride and ego get in the way sometimes. Where I don't want to trouble like these older men with my BS. You know what I mean? But I that's just my own pride and ego getting in the way.
Yeah.
I'm sure they would be happy, more than happy to, share, and because, like I always had my Uncle Robert. Man, like speed dial. Like I had him on speed dial, literally. Had him on speed dial and could just call him and be like, "Hey, Uncle." And he would like, and I didn't take advantage of all that knowledge whenever I had the opportunity. Because my cousin Craig was always like, you just sit down with him and write everything down, you know, and he wasn't here before you know it.
Mhm.
He wasn't here long. Then when he got sick, then he was always tired. I didn't want to go over there and be like, I just, and maybe I should have.
Yeah.
I think he would have been happy to pass that knowledge down. But there's just so many, I took advantage of a situation, and now I know there's other men out there. And if there's one thing that I need to do is just pray about it. Pray about it, and the Creator. Like I always say this, I don't feel like the Creator brought me this far just to
Yeah.
leave me on
Yeah.
my
Just for
own.
your check in the box. Like, all right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I mean, uh, it just that's why I like these meditations, because it puts a new way of thinking for me. But I do have elders that, if I have trouble, my brother Craig, man, he's like, even my Uncle Robert used to call him old man, because he's so full of knowledge, bro. Like, it's crazy how much knowledge, like this. And he's only a year older than me, but we grew up together. He's like my bro for real. And to be able to have somebody like that in my life, like he made sure that there were certain things that I knew. You know, like he made sure that I knew these things. Because to him, you're like, how do you not know that? Like,
Yeah.
and I'm like, well, I don't know, but he made sure, like, there was some, like, there were so many things that he like just freely shared with me. And there's sometimes I always think, though, like, I should always give him something. Because I can call him up right now. Hey, what's up with this? How do you say that? Like, and he'll just tell me, like, but respectfully, I should be able to give him something. Tobacco, money, food,
Blanket.
And some kind of offering.
Yeah.
Because I was told, if that's how you want to keep some knowledge, that's how you do it. You pay for it. You just, hey, how do you say this? And as soon as he tells
up.
me, I'll just forget it.
It's called Ace.
Yeah.
Huh? Me, every time I have to get up, and then they see down my shirt.
Now you're
Yeah,
producing.
now
Theta.
Theta can produce.
But there's just so many different, and like we learn, you're always an elder to somebody. So that's all I got.
Yeah. What do you got, Theta?
Theta was sad.
Yeah, Theta was sad this morning, but she's
yesterday.
better.
No, yesterday.
Well, okay, so I get home yesterday and my daughter's in her room and she's like, it's so funny because she said, "I'm sad, Mom."
Then you're like, are you taking
then
a half
I'm
day or what?
and then I'm like, "Why are you sad?" She said, "Cause me and Mario and the baby was supposed to go to the fair, but we got into an argument, so we didn't go."
with
And
the baby?
And then I was like, "So what?" And she was like, "Well," she's like, "we just got into it," and she's like, "So now we're not going." And then she was like, "So do you want to go to the fair?" She said, "It's only $4 to get in." I was like, "Girl, I'm broke. You paying?" And so she was like, "Yeah." She's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Well, fuck it then. Come on, then let's go." Shit. So I was like, "Let me go change."
See, the fair's the cure, apparently. The
You hear
fair
me?
is the
Yeah.
cure. Yeah.
Yeah, food and
It's that season.
yeah. So we
You
ended up going to the fair we were only there for like an hour and a half.
Mhm.
Like literally, I was home by 9:30. So
Oh, it's early.
yeah, it was early. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. And then I just decided to sleep in this morning and take my time getting ready.
I got to go to the restroom this morning, and I seen where she was at the fair. I was like, you said you were tired. She's like, I
Tired
went
of
with my
this.
daughter. Yeah. I went with my daughter. She was sad. That just made me laugh.
For real. I thought it was so funny though because it was so true. though.
Everything everything's come together. It's full circle.
Well, to let y'all in on,
The being sad.
Tatum came in dragging her knuckles because her shoulders were so far down. Just came in moping, and like it seemed like as the day went on, I think she was kind of gassing us up to let us know, like, yeah, I think she's gonna go to the fair. It's like, yeah, I'm gonna go eat my
Keep
feelings.
my feelings away because I'm sad.
Yeah.
And we're all like, why are you sad? I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
Like, oh my. Yeah.
And then she didn't even go.
Yep. So now
So
anytime
we were like,
somebody leaves early, it's because they're sad.
So that was her sad day.
Yeah. You get one a month.
You get one a month.
One sad
around
day
here.
a month.
I wasn't sad.
Yeah. I said this morning.
No, not even this morning.
Sad when I had to get up.
Right, yeah. Sad when my alarm went off.
Yeah. So yeah. Well, go ahead, Mr. Chibata.
Mm.
Chibata.
Yeah, I think a lot of this kind of ties into what we're experiencing now. Like we're still trying to figure out how to reach the youth, specifically young males, because we talk about
Mm-hmm.
at that teenage age, all they're thinking about is girls, and so I was like, I can't blame them. I was like,
Yeah.
I was that age, I know. And so getting them into the culture is like this big obstacle right now. It's we try to have all these avenues. We try to have gourd making classes, like
Drum making
drum
class.
making, and we'll get all these little guys in there. We'll get all these adults in there, but we miss that critical age gap, and it's the teenagers. And we'll see a few of them every now and then, but a majority of the teenagers we see, they're young ladies getting involved in the culture,
Yeah,
involved
definitely.
in sewing, involved in making shawls, making tea dresses, ribbon skirts, anything. And so we're still trying to figure out like what the best way to reach these kids are, because a lot of us, the ones that are in the culture, it was kind of like we were just thrown out there, right? We were thrown into the arena and stuff, and then as we grew up, we started rebelling, just for no reason, it seemed like. And so I think as a people, we just need to figure out how to connect with our youth, how to keep them engaged in the culture. Because I mean, even just a dance a year is enough to have like a long lasting impact on somebody. Because I know now, like after coming back to the arena for like 20 years of not being there, like it was still nostalgia. Like I was remembering, falling asleep in the tent at the powwows. Like, why are you watching yourself?
He always does
Yeah,
that.
I know.
Remember he did that
Yeah,
yesterday.
wow.
Look
And
at
so-
the comments
There's only
I'm
on
here.
my page.
oh my. And so now it's just like we just want to figure out what can connect our people together. And then I think you brought up a good question. I think you were talking to Bobby, where how you were saying that all these kids have like a favorite rap song, and then you were like, well, what's your favorite sweat song or peyote
Yeah.
song? And then all of them will draw a blank. like,
Yeah.
and
like,
so
nah.
yeah, and so we see the absence of culture
The
in our
disconnection.
people, and we see the disconnect. We see them trying to have a relationship with cultures that aren't ours. And
Mhm.
I think that ultimately results in like an identity crisis later on, like what it means to be native, what it means to be a sober native. And a lot of these kids don't realize what it means. And I think that's our ultimate goal, is like developing that sense of connection, that sense of purpose in our youth. That way they don't have to go through what a lot of our people have gone through. And so I think for us, it's just mainly like we keep trying new ways to try to reach the kids. We keep trying new ways to reach the parents, because the parents can have more of an influence on their children, because they are that transportation, they are that mentor, hopefully.
Yeah.
But
They
a lot
see where their kids are headed.
yeah, and so I think if we keep doing what we're doing, eventually stuff will line up together. But it's just going to take a community effort to like
Yeah.
do that. Like we were talking about when we did the Native American All-State game, that was the most teen gourd dancers we've ever seen.
And they made them.
And they were forced to, but they were there. And so
yeah, and they got to experience it.
yeah, and so hopefully, if we do something like that every year, as long as one kid comes back to
Yeah.
the arena, like then it was worth it. And they at least get to see that there's a community that backs them, because I think that's a lot of things that a lot of teens feel isolated. They feel like it's up to them to do everything in the world without consequences, it seems like. But once they see that they do have a community that cares about them, a family that cares about them, even if we don't even know them, we just know that we care about them.
Yeah.
And so I think this meditation just kind of describes, all the wisdom that we have, but it also describes like there needs to be a desire for the wisdom. And, we have to figure out that bridge, that connection, so that
Yeah.
we can, keep passing on this knowledge. I think that's why we're so open about, making hand drums. Like some people want to almost gatekeep it because they want to be the solo.
yeah, they
Because-
just want to be the only one.
Yeah, and so I think that's one thing that we'll get pushback from how open we are with making like regalia items or everything, but we have to also remember, if we don't teach people,
Yeah.
like it's not gonna last. And then especially because all the people that we teach, they're not gonna do it right again, and they might forget, and it might be years later that somebody asks them to help them out, and then it might come back to them. And so,
Hey, one
yeah.
time these tour guys,
yeah, yeah, they're making all these
they
stupid
made
jokes.
fun of me,
Yeah,
but
yeah. They told me to bust a roundie out that'll make them cry. But hopefully, it'll just bring back that memory of like what to do at this step, and then have help. Hopefully, then they can pass on that information.
yeah.
And so,
I gotta say, whenever we had all them, from Indian All State come out and gourd dance, there was a group of young men from El Reno.
mhm.
That I mean, they were out there jamming,
Yeah,
bro.
decked out and everything. They were,
My he's really my grandson. I called his grandpa. I called him my brother. His name was Otto Killsnight.
Mhm.
And he was the oldest out of the Killsnight kids here, and I was like best friends with the youngest one. His name was Calvin James, CJ. Calvin James, Killsnight. And my dad was good friends with my grandpa Manuel Killsnight. So, like it was great to see his grandson out there. Like bro is getting it. You know what I mean? Like I like Jordan.
Yeah.
He's a good kid, and I need to get back with him to see if he confirmed, because that's who we asked to be our head team boy at the children's powwow.
The youth one's already out. Now you got me questioning it. Hold on.
Well, who is it?
I don't know. I can't remember.
I think it's Jordan.
Now I'm scared. All right, hold on.
I think it's Jordan.
Are you sure you didn't ask for November? Yeah, Jordan. Yeah, he's head team boy.
Yeah.
Well,
See?
hopefully.
See?
Yeah, he's on the flyer. We're gonna pull a Colony Labor Day powwow committee right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, just put us on.
You're on the flyer, so that means
you
it's
gotta be there.
That's all I really got.
Yeah.
So
I feel like we're back in the olden days with the
I know, right?
5 viewers. I'm like, this is like, it's, coming full circle, because it was like, oh, we got one. Let's start. Yeah.
We got a viewer.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh, and then it's just one of us. It's like, yeah, you can hear each other. But yeah, it definitely feels like right when we started the first, meditation.
Watching
a couple years
ourselves.
ago.
That's funny.
Yeah, see, you're one of them.
Yeah, I'm sitting
Yeah.
here watching myself.
So really, it's only 4.
Yeah. Yeah.
Weird.
No, my phone's on. Yeah, it's just all tour. Yeah. Yeah, definitely like
Coming up.
the original inception of this live. So who knows? Maybe we'll get a new crowd.
You never
mean,
know.
Maybe
You never know.
people will start tuning
Mhm.
in on YouTube instead of Facebook.
So maybe this
That'd
timeout
be
was
cool.
worth it,
Either way,
Yeah.
as long as one person hears this message,
even if it's Barry's phone.
even if it's me.
Yeah.
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 Maybe you need to.
Yeah.
Yeah. After he hears what he says,
Hear
he's
what
gonna
it-
go,
Oh.
Yeah.
It's
Mm.
like that, though. After you sit there and you vent
Yeah.
to somebody, and then you hear
That guy's
something,
good.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, wait a minute, you
Yeah.
figure it out on your own.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Solves the puzzle.
That
Right
boy's good.
Yeah.
Ah.
Looking for your next speaking engagement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So remember, she didn't hear the good news.
Oh, I made 3 chairs this morning. Yeah.
Oh, can I get a Lulu?
Don't listen.
Yeah, yeah, you can. Absolutely. Here,
Don't
I'll give
listen
me a
to
good
this
job,
guy.
Uncle, too. Hold on. Let me find it. Here we go.
September 20th in El Reno, we got another Indigenous Peoples Recovery Day
Yeah. So now we have Oklahoma City
New
and El Reno.
proclamation.
Okay.
for El Reno.
And so we said next is Thomas, Oklahoma.
Then he made 3 chairs.
Yeah. Then he made.
No, there was 3 chairs before.
So do I have one yet or no?
Yeah, yours is
No,
over there.
no,
I just
no.
put your blankets back on.
He didn't. He
You and
didn't
Mingo
tighten it
have
up.
like
Hush,
just tons of
that's
blankets
scary.
on. So yeah,
I mean, Barry.
Hope it
Yeah,
falls
yeah.
apart. Hope it falls apart.
Yeah, no, Mingo's will fall apart. His, I could only get 3 screws in the back.
Watch him disappear.
Right. Well, he's got a bunch of stuff around his desk, so it'll be padded when it falls down.
That's funny.
So yeah. Well, that's all I really got.
All right, guys.
Like, share, follow. Tell your mammy about us,
Is that it?
and we will see you tomorrow.
Hey!